because mods aren't fun.
Dude, okay, this is where the curtain kind of drops, and I can't lie, even though apparently that is what we do here. It's a huge investment. Like it sucks. Like I think you're gonna win this debate, AP. So
Welcome back, Officers of the Republic is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief, APGAINS, joined by Calvin, who had the foresight that APGAINS did not, to put awesome in his own name. Calvin Awesome. Great branding, might I say. I wish I had the knowledge, the marketing skill that you did back when I created my account. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing awesome. Well, I guess I kind of walked into that one, but no, yeah, I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be with you and with all of your commandos that you've got going on there.
The 69th Precinct is quite happy to have you until they realize what it is we will be talking about, and then you will quickly have many, many enemies. As everyone knows, I am not a fan of modding whatsoever. I actually despise it. I think it's completely pointless. So I brought on somewhat of an expert. We could say this is the first episode of SWGOH University, the video series as opposed to the live stream. We're going to talk about mods, and I'm going to school Mr. Awesome on why mods are completely useless and a waste of time, and then he'll do his pathetic attempt at rebuttaling and, using facts and evidence and logic and statistics and stupid stuff like that.
Rationale, proof, and
exactly
nothing that actually matters.
Nothing that actually matters. We're all feelings over facts here. So, you know what? You're the guest. I want to put you in a little bit of hot water. Why don't you give me a quick minute or so pitch on why you think mods, if that's really their real name, why you think they're important? Because, spoiler alert, they're not.
Okay, so mods are important because you said you yourself and as well the 69th Precinct, you kind of hate mods, and I get that. Mods suck. But what sucks even more to me is freaking gear. There are so many stun cuffs, there are so many Kairos out in the game. You have to get them all to make this character viable, when in reality, there are a ton of characters and teams and factions that if you get in the right mods, you can say, screw you, gear. I think the best example of this is Imperial Troopers. If you can get your Imperial Troopers fast enough, they can be gear 11. And with Piet's Emperor's Trap, they just never stop taking turns, and you will kill relict teams because the relic team will never take a turn, and you'll get so much stacking offense from the kit that once you have good enough mods, they give you the speed you need, and it's pretty much game over from there. So that is the best argument for mods, is they can, a lot of times, if you get them right, they can take the place for gear.
All right, well, you mentioned two things that I absolutely disagree with. Imp Troopers being a good team. They're disgustingly terrible. They counter nothing. And mods helping. Mods. All right. You know what? We'll accept that. I'll give a little counterpoint. I'll give you a little anecdote. I like to give anecdotes, especially on live streams. It helps.
These are important. Anecdotes are important.
Exactly. It helps relate my message to people who maybe quite can't see eye to eye. Like, I'm 5'3", you're probably not 5'3". We probably don't see eye to eye unless you get down on your knees. So,
dude, I am on the smaller side. I will admit, I have been my self-esteem
new best friends.
What, dude? When I find out like that some streamer that I watch is like 6'4", I'm like,
they're all huge.
You were supposed to be 5'7". Like, why are you this tall?
They're all huge, dude. I talked to them like, yeah,
all huge.
It's terrible. All right, a little anecdote. All right.
Yes.
So, on the day I was born, right?
Okay.
My mother gave birth to me.
2 years ago.
Yeah, like 6 years ago. And she was holding me in her arms, and she looked me in the eyes, and she said, APGAINS, and I said, yes, mother. I think it was translated from Goo Goo Gaga. Of course,
As
they had a translator on hand, of course. My mom was quite the influential woman. And she said, AP, there'll be a point in your life when you're a young man, and you're going to need to make a hard decision, a decision that most of your peers, your loved ones, your family members, even your friends whose opinions you value highly are going to disagree with. You're going to need to make decisions that put yourself, your happiness, and your future as a man against the will of everyone else. And I said, Mom, I'm a baby. I don't understand what you're talking about. And she continued, and she said, I foresee, because my mom is an oracle, very Greek woman. She's not actually Greek, but Greek enough.
That makes sense. I don't think she needed a translator with all that, though.
Yeah. I understood it clearly because I was born. Yeah, of course, I'm the biggest brain Star Wars Galaxy Viewers YouTuber of all time, but I was born with a slightly bigger brain than average.
Obviously.
I'm sure you can realize. And she said, "I foresee a
That's
time."
what the glasses are for.
Exactly. Can you see the glasses? Oh my God, this isn't. Are you in my room right now? What the heck?
Yeah, I'm actually in the corner, but don't look back. If we make eye contact, it's gonna get weird.
Yeah, he's actually, guys. He's actually if I move the camera, he's actually in this closet right here. So if I were to like see if he's gonna,
hey.
yeah, exactly. So the point I'm trying to make is mods are not worth the time. They diminish fun. There is a certain amount of fun that this game actually has. CG strips it away little by little, and you can still be successful without taking mods all that seriously. I, for one, am quite a successful Grand Arena player. I have an army of 4.5, on average, 4.5 years old. Is the average age of an APGAINS viewer. We're all successful in GAC. So how do you refute the facts and evidence that we almost never lose in Grand Arena, yet we don't mod?
What is almost never lose in Grand Arena? What would you say is your ratio there?
Like once or twice every 2 months.
Okay. What if I told you that if you mod properly, you could never ever lose?
Well, on the free-to-play account,
would you be interested in this option?
We will never ever lose because we have the greatest free-to-play account of all time, hosted and sponsored by the most beautiful woman of all time, Nikki Biggs, the unbeatable Nikki Biggs. So I don't think I need to take you up on that option.
That's hard to beat.
All right, you have my interest. I tell you, dive a little deeper. I think you might be onto something. Dive a little deeper, my friend. Never lose, you say?
Yes, never lose. You can just go through as many battles, because here is a little known secret. You mentioned GAC, and I love GAC, so we're gonna go on this now. When you look, and this is where it gets really nerdy, so if you just want to tell me to shut up, you know how to do it.
Let me put on my tie real quick.
When it comes to GAC, one of the biggest things that you have to focus on is your matchmaking GP. Like, where in your roster, what is being taken into account that is putting you against another opponent. And there's a lot of numbers and stuff like that. And I can tell you right now, the smallest amount of GP that goes into your matchmaking when you do this is mods. Like, a lot of times you look at gear again, or you look at a Zeta, or you look at a relic or something like that. These have massive amounts of GP. Like, a Zeta is 2,000 GP. For you to take a mod from like 5A, or what is it, 5A? Yeah, 5A to 6E, it's like 84 or 154 GP. It's literally nothing in comparison. So you can make a character like 10 times more viable, but in reality, in GAC, it's going to make that much of a difference in who you're getting matched up against. Whereas if you want to go just, mods are stupid, I'm stupid, I would rather just do Zetas and gear, then you end up getting against another person who has a bunch of Zetas and a bunch of gear, and they know how to do mods, and then you lose.
Well, that's obviously a hypothetical statement, because that could never happen. I don't think it's possible for me to lose, but I think we might be onto something. So you're saying,
obviously.
I talk obviously quite a bit on my channel. I'm sure you know, because you've seen every single video and live stream, because you're my biggest fan.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest
Follow
fan.
Every single day.
Well, not the tallest of my fans, but, in spirit, you're the biggest of my fans. I talk a lot about matchmaking GP. I do mostly early to mid game stuff, so it's very important for players to keep their matchup GP in check, I would say, to make sure we don't go against people who maybe have horde accounts in the very early game, or have stuff that we don't necessarily want to deal with. So you piqued my interest there. How long do you spend on average in like a given day or a given week doing modding, would you say? And I'm not talking about now where you might have a streamline. I'm saying you're getting started. You don't have a good mod set. You don't have all these, I got so many, I'm fatal, I have plus 25 mods out my butthole.
Like 48 plus 25s.
Yeah, I saw someone
Fatal.
in the chat,
I
they're
hate
like,
you.
Fatal's like, oh yes, just do this. And then some guy in chat was like, oh yes, with my 45 plus 25 speeds. I love Fatal. I got to get him on the next episode of SWGOH University. So how long do you think people have to invest, not only in learning how mods work, but, doing the slicing and hoping for good RNG and doing refreshes and wasting crystals and wanting to not play Star Wars Galaxy Heroes because mods aren't fun?
Dude, okay, this is where the curtain kind of drops, and I can't lie, even though apparently that is what we do here. it's a huge investment. Like it sucks. Like I think you're gonna win this debate, AP. So, but in the very beginning, like way back when I first started playing, I had to watch a video about mods that was 48 minutes long. I had to watch it 3 times, and every single time in between, I would watch it. I would go and look at my mods in game and be like, okay, I understand that one thing, and then I would go back and I would learn something else, and this whole process would like repeat for 3 or 4 times. So you got 3 hours there, and then I probably tinker with my mods about a half hour every week or so, like where I go in and actually look, okay, what I get this week. The crystals, that's just a reality though. That's the game. I mean, that's the game that we have chosen to play. Where you're gonna spend crystals on something, and some of it's gonna come back, and some of it isn't, and that's fine. Like you go to spend crystals on gear. You go to refresh a node. Sometimes you get 3 pieces of gear. Sometimes you get 0. Mods are the same way. Sometimes you get a +10. Sometimes you get squat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so in the beginning, it probably took me about, I want to say somewhere there, the idea of 5 hours over the process of a week or two to actually understand them. After that, I probably tinker with them for about a half hour every week.
So how about we, I would like to think of myself as an enlightened figure, a real member of the educated class. Let me readjust my tie, move it off my forehead. I'm not Blue Rambo. I'm going educated now. I hope you have a tie on. I can see you
going from hunter to tech.
Exactly. Tick. So how about we meet in the middle? We come up with a compromise. This will be the first ever 69th Precinct modding peace accords. It will go down in history as the greatest moment in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and you're going to be a part of it. Of course, I gotta be a part of it because I'm the greatest Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes YouTuber of all time, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
Of course. What if we don't worry too much about mods? As my hair is terrible, I gotta fix it so I look beautiful. What if we don't worry too much about mods? Say the first, the early game into the mid game. We watch some videos. We check out some Calvin awesome videos. We learn about some modding techniques. We grow our depth, our wealth of knowledge. We passively get some stuff here. We got some slicing materials. Maybe we take a couple minutes here and there, do some slicing over the months. And we passively build, some good mod depth. But we don't take it all that seriously. Maybe we get to like 4 million GP. We start to take it really seriously. Now there's not a lot that we need to farm. It's basically streamlined. We're going for Galactic Legend Jar Jar Binks. And it's not exactly taking a lot of brain cells to farm Jar Jar Binks. And then we start to ramp up as we progress into the later and later game. We take it more seriously. How would you feel if I were to proposition you with this modding farming guide, the APGAINS approved modding farming guide?
It's gonna be a lot easier in your brain. Like that's the honest truth. Like it's gonna take a lot less work, but you'll probably enjoy it more. But one thing, you're gonna have like long streaks of enjoyment, and then you're gonna have like really big peaks of like, I hate this game and I just want to die. And that is because a few years ago, they started putting in these legendary events that required like really high geared characters, like Chewbacca or C-3PO are both really great examples of that. So what's going to happen is if you kind of not ignore mods, this is a compromise, but you kind of you put them on the back burner, and you go into the Chewbacca event, you're going to need like all gear 11, all gear 12 characters to be able to beat that, and that could be really frustrating because you're like, I want freaking Chewbacca. I don't want to have to put gear 11 on Greedo. Like, who cares about Greedo? When in reality, if you start like really focusing on mods right from day one, you can pull off that event with some like stupid low stuff, like gear 10s. Back when I did it, back in my day, I didn't have Bosk. I had used Boba Fett lead. He was my only gear 12, and I think the vast majority of the team, I want to say, I think I had Cad Bane at gear 11, and someone else was at gear 11.
Oh, you're breaking my heart.
The two like gear 9, but mods helped me do it without Bosk. So you can do it this way, but you're going to have most enjoyment and then these peaks of just wanting to die.
I'm not Catholic, but can I confess something to you, my friend?
You may. I am also not a priest, so this works well.
Yes, we're being very honest to our deep Catholic heritage here. What if I told you that my Chewbacca unlock guide, the lowest gear, easiest way to unlock Chewbacca is 7 stars, of course. What if I told you that it required a little bit of modding for some speed? Would you hate me? Would you call me a hypocrite?
No, I would consider, well, maybe yes, actually, but you are a wise hypocrite because
Mm.
you kind of do need to do that. Like those events, you either like you hate yourself or you remod, and like you can kind of do this on throughout the whole time at once. That's it's really an option how you want to torture yourself.
Mm. I think I'm still gonna stick with the procrastination method myself. But that's just me, the biggest brain Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes YouTuber for all time. Guys, in the comment section, of course, you know, we're gonna link all this stuff, but you know, who won? Who's next? You guys decide. Thank you for watching SWGOH University Episode 1, the inaugural episode that, well, there's other episodes, but they're live streams and they don't count because live streams are lame. Any closing words to the 69th Precinct? I know you think you won. You obviously didn't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the part where you said, oh, I think you're going to win this argument. Clip that on the front. It's going to be over. People are going to lose lots of respect for you.
That's going to be the title, the thumbnail, everything.
Exactly. It's just going to be your picture going like, oh my God.
That's just smart marketing.
So smart.
You're learning from me with the awesome thing. You're learning.
Exactly. Well, I just am awesome. I don't need to tell people I'm awesome. I just inherently am awesome. But any closing words to the 69th Precinct?
No, it was a pleasure to be here with you all, and as always, stay awesome.
Stay. Damn, I like that. Why is that better than mine? I still have to do the outro. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you later.